For more than 75 years, Tuloso Midway ISD has been a cornerstone of Northwest Corpus Christi. Today, more than 500 teachers and staff serve nearly 3,650 students each day, guided by a shared mission to focus on the whole child through high expectations, equitable opportunity, a safe environment, and a high-quality, enriching curriculum. In March 2023, Tuloso Midway ISD brought together parents, teachers, community members, senior citizens, and business leaders to build a strategic plan to guide the district through 2028. From that process, one goal emerged: ensuring that every district facility is modern, safe, and equipped with relevant infrastructure. To begin working toward that goal, the Tuloso Midway community approved a $165 million bond package in November 2023, funding a new junior high school, a career and technical education center, safety and security upgrades, natatorium upgrades, new buses, band instruments, and athletic facility upgrades. The district has been delivering on those promises. Renovations to the baseball field, softball field, and tennis courts are complete. The CTE Center and natatorium broke ground in March 2025. Safety and security upgrades continue across the district, new buses and band instruments have been purchased, and the new junior high school is set to break ground on April 16, 2026. The 2026 bond is the second phase of the plan. Tuloso Midway ISD's Board of Trustees unanimously approved calling a bond election for May 2, 2026. If approved, Prop A will provide $136 million to address aging facilities and equipment in TMISD, a new band hall and field house at the high school, a new multipurpose pavilion, technology updates, new buses, and a middle school extended learning playscape. Prop B will provide $4 million for student and teacher devices. This bond will impact every student and teacher in Tuloso Midway ISD. Nearly 40% of Proposition A is allocated to address aging facilities and equipment across the district. Prop A includes complete roof replacements at all 4 campuses. The roofs across TMISD are approximately 20 years old and are nearing or have exceeded their useful lifespan. Prop A also includes replacing HVAC and control systems at the middle school and intermediate school. Approximately 65 HVAC units have reached the end of life at intermediate and middle school. The remaining units at middle school are about halfway through their life cycle. Due to saltwater and refinery exposure, unit coils deteriorate around 12 years despite proactive measures like factory-coated coils and scheduled washings. Prop A funds modernization updates to Tuloso Midway High School, including new flooring, lighting, and electrical systems, paint, and the removal of asbestos. Tuloso Midway High School was built in 1984, more than 40 years ago. It has been 12 years since the campus has seen renovations. Some of the district's furniture is reaching the end of its useful life, and the middle school lacks seating to accommodate all students. Prop A would enable the district to replace classroom and office furniture throughout the district. Prop A also includes upgrades to the high school ag facility. The current ag barn was built nearly 15 years ago and lacks modern equipment and space for students to utilize for today's agricultural education. This bond would allow the district to add new watering systems tailored to specific species, as well as cattle pens on the exterior of the building. Additionally, the district could add more pens for rabbit and poultry projects, allowing more students to participate. Across all campuses, special education classrooms have not had their sensory rooms updated and currently lack the modern equipment needed to provide effective sensory support. Prop A includes updates to SPED sensory rooms at all campuses. Prop A would fund the construction of a new 30,000 square foot band hall at Tuloso Midway High School. Today, there are 182 students in the band program, putting it near capacity for the current space. The high school band and choir programs currently share the same spaces. A new band hall would allow both programs to have their own dedicated rehearsal spaces. Increased participation in band has led to a lack of instrument and uniform storage. It has been 12 years since the band hall was renovated. The current field house was built in 1986, more than 40 years ago. With the growing participation in athletics, the field house lacks the locker space to allow each student athlete to have their own locker. Prop A includes a new 28,000 square foot field house that will house locker rooms, a weight room, coaches' offices, restrooms, classrooms, and training room. The new facility will serve boys and girls in athletics and physical education. Prop A would replace aging, end-of-life, equipment and software district-wide, including wireless access points, servers, new network cabling, uninterrupted power supply, phone system, and equipment to improve network efficiency. Classroom and instructional technology will include interactive flat panels, document cameras, and software to upgrade service, security, efficiency, and response time for staff and students. Every classroom across the district will be upgraded as a result of this project. Temperatures can often reach or exceed 100 degrees in the area when school starts in July. These temperatures limit the amount of time students can spend outdoors for physical education, outdoor learning, and activities such as marching band practice. Proposition A includes a new 79,000 square foot multi-purpose pavilion that is open air and covered to lower the direct ground temperatures and protect students from harmful UV rays during physical education classes and extracurricular activities, such as marching band practices. Prop A includes an outdoor extended learning playscape with a climbing obstacle course, running track, basketball court, pavement game area, play wall, turf, seating, tables, and shading to cover all areas. Once the new Toloso Midway Junior High is built, funded by the 2023 bond, the current middle school will be home to 5th and 6th grade students. This addition will provide a learning space for teachers to utilize, as well as a place for 5th and 6th grade students to play during recess. TMISD utilizes 38 buses and more than 17 routes daily to transport students. The average age of those buses is 13 years. The useful life of a school bus is 7 to 10 years, and half of the current TMISD fleet is approaching or past its useful life. The bond would allow the district to comply with state laws requiring all buses to have seat belts by 2029. Without bond funds, the district would have to allocate money from its annual budget to retroactively install safety belts on its older buses, removing money from classroom instruction. Prop A includes funds to purchase new buses. Prop B would purchase new technology devices for students and teachers for classroom and home use. Currently, Toloso Midway ISD does not have one-to-one devices for its students. Nearly 56% of TMISD devices are more than 6 years old, which is at or beyond their typical lifespan. Device purchases will be made in phases, rather than all at once. This approach allows the district to create a sustainable replacement cycle, avoid large future budget spikes, and ensure technology remains current and reliable for students and staff. Texas school districts do not receive state funding for renovating or building new schools. Instead, they must receive funds through school bond elections. So, what is the financial impact of the 2026 bond? If both propositions are approved, the estimated impact for an average home valued at $256,576 in Toloso Midway ISD would be $10.93 per month. The estimated impact of Bond 2026 includes the $140,000 homestead exemption approved by voters in November. Homeowners age 65 and older will now receive a $200,000 homestead exemption if they have filed for and received the over 65 exemption through their local tax assessor's office. Homeowners in TMISD are also eligible for the 20% optional homestead exemption previously approved by the school board. Residents can apply for the optional exemption through the Nueces County Appraisal District website at nuecescad.net. School property taxes are frozen for senior citizens and disabled persons and will remain unaffected by the passage of the bond election, provided they have applied for and received the over 65 homestead exemption with the appropriate appraisal district and have made no major improvements or additions to their residence. Toloso Midway ISD's community growth has expanded the overall tax base, while commercial and residential real estate values have increased. Local industry will offset 84% of each bond 2026 tax dollar. As local revenue increases, the state decreases the funding it provides to the school district. When the state determines there is more local revenue than needed, it will ask the district to pay recapture, which sends local tax dollars back to the state to be redistributed to other districts. While the district's M and O funds are subject to recapture, I and S funds generated by bond elections are not subject to recapture. This means 100% of the bond funds stay in Toloso Midway ISD. Delaying implementation of the bond program exposes the district to inflation and rising construction costs, potentially increasing expenses by up to $14 million annually. Early voting is April 20th through the 28th. Election Day is Saturday, May 2nd. Registered voters can vote at the Toloso Midway ISD Administration Building. More information on Bond 2026 is available on the district's website at tmisd.us/bond. And remember, go vote.